All right. We see we had a very, very good day, down almost up 200 points. We continue to state over and over. Let's look at these higher time frames, guys, and don't get caught up in the lower time frame type of, you know, you'll have people that say, oh, the 1 minute is showing one thing, or the 5 minutes showing one thing, the 15 minute. You really want to know about the trends. The weekly and the daily have to give you something before you look at that stuff. If that stuff is saying bullish and you say the 5 minute is showing bearish, well, maybe you're just having a retracement, but you need to continue to look at what the daily and the weekly are. And you see you have a nice hammer being formed right here. It was an evening star yesterday. Remember I said it was, but this candle, as we said on the weekly, is not closing. So if we recapture these highs of 16,174, we're back to the races. And you can see from the weekly, again, we're looking, we broke above, maybe we're getting down to close to what was prior resistance, now support. And now we have to see if we can have some follow through to the upside. If it gets above that price, then I could definitely, you could definitely see people getting squeezed out more. And the thing what they say about squeezing means that basically people were going short, and because the price went up, they basically got squeezed out their shorts, and they basically have to reverse this position, which is causing more buying to get done when they close out the position. So the shorts basically are getting squeezed. So yeah, they got a lot of that today, okay, because people were anticipating. Don't fight price, don't fight the trend. It just doesn't pay at the end of the day. The composite, as we said yesterday, and we said about 2 days ago, that out of the four sectors that I cover, this one is looking the strongest and it's continuing to look so. So it's continuing to go up, and you don't fight the trend. Very, very simple. Lower left to upper right, it's a bull market, bullish trend, and don't fight it. At the end of the day, you can't beat it. Your trade isn't big enough to stop it. The market makers, don't fight the trend. What we want to do is be, you don't want to be a bandwagon. People say don't be a bandwagonist, or don't be on the bandwagon of a team and stuff like that. With the markets, it is great to be on the bandwagon. You look at where people are going, and you just hop back on, and you hop on until it stops, and you jump on another bandwagon. That could go with sectors, that would go with markets, that could go with everything. So don't feel like you have to be that one that says, you know what, it's going up higher. Maybe at the end of the day, uh, I'll be the one that does the opposite. That doesn't pay well at all. So we're back above for the S&P 500, back above the 10-day, and if we could get above, let's say, this pivot point of 1808, I mean, we're good to go. Close above it, we're looking good to go. So that's a good sign. The Russell, out of everything, it probably looks a little bit weaker. You do have, it is above the 10, that's fine, but you have this small body candle. So, and a lot of this move was done pre-market. So when we were actually during the time of 9:30 to 4, it really didn't do that much. So we just have to be careful. But again, we talked about it before. This might just be at the top of the trend, but you can see, again, lower left, upper right, bull trend. Don't fight it. Don't try to guess where the top is. It's just like, when people guess bottoms or tops, it's like people that go outside. If you go outside and say it's going to rain, you could do that so many times, and then eventually it's going to rain. But you can't say, I called it. It's just, that's not how this thing works. So let's look at some individual names. I was going to look at the tech sector. We have Apple. Apple on the, I mean, right now I'll be looking just to see if we can get some more confirmation. This is actually a right candle. Sometimes Warden does that. It's just weird. But I would just be looking to get another bullish candle and continue to look for higher highs. Facebook, you have an engulfing pattern, but really have to see what's going on. You do have this 10 as resistance on the weekly time frame, so we really have to see if it's going to continue to break above higher. The 10 is around 49.38, so let's see if we can get above that at least, and then recapture the 50 and go forward. But this 50-day moving average on the weekly, on the daily, has to hold, and we'll see what's going on from there. But I wouldn't be shorting this right here, right now. A lot of people got mad. I mean, I was looking to go long, but it just didn't look good in the beginning, so it faded. I didn't short it, but it faded and it didn't look good. So the market isn't rigged. You just gotta know where your stop is, and don't complain. Don't say, oh, the market made it, or this is one of the most manipulated stocks. No, you were wrong. You got to put on your big boy, your big girl pants, and move on. And that's the end of it. Don't start crying and whining and saying this is, they're against me. The market makers have some webcam, and whenever they see you trade, they do the opposite. It's not that. You're not gonna do well on some trades. But if your risk management's there, you don't get hurt. And when you're winning, you win and let them run. That's just the way it goes. So don't really complain too much about it. But another name is SolarCity, right above that weekly pivot point that we talked about. So it's right there. Volume did increase this week, and the price movement did move. So if we could get a price movement, try to look and see if there's anything that's, I think just pop up above this at the end of the day, or maybe if you're a little bit, not as aggressive, you wait till above here. But if we get some price movement and this holds, it definitely can go higher. Now, the Elon Musk company, Tesla, is struggling to get above that 50. So we really have to see what's going on. It's kind of could this be a flag? Sure. But it needs to get clear above this and definitely above this one 50-day moving average. 147 it needs to clear above. And maybe it could come and backfill this gap. You got LinkedIn. Jesus. LinkedIn continued to the upside, moving. So let's see what the weekly says. We're recapturing the 10. It's been a while. So get rid of this. And you can see that, we're coming right. We're right back above here. So we need to break above that. And then if we get above that 235, excuse me, level, 235, 236, we get above that, but it's up 3 days. So let's see if it continues. We have another one. We have Google. Google's continuing to the upside. Look at it intraday. You could definitely see that it came back. The bulls, bears took it all the way down to the 50. And now the bulls ran it all the way back, basically up to the open. So if it closes up above that, that's a good sign. So we'll see how that goes and see if it has some more strength. But it's bullish. At the end of the day, it's bullish. Sideways consolidation. You shouldn't have been chopped up in here. We've been talking about it. Now it broke above, came back to test. Now it's popping back up. It is what it is. You got Baidu. Baidu is just holding above this range. We've talked about this for a while, that we have this distribution candle, and it seems like it finally closed above it. So definitely would be looking to see if it could get above some of these highs right here, this 171.16 level, and maybe you could look to see to go further up. Microsoft had a huge candle down, but then it kind of recovered and came back up. So if it can recapture above that 39, I mean, this could just be exhaustion from the selling side and it could continue to the upside. So banking sector, we have the BAC needs to give me a little bit more above that, that 10-day. You got Citigroup needs to give me a little bit more. You got IEP. Icon is killing them, quite honestly, killing this. And this is the guy that invested in when Apple had that crazy bounce off the Twitter news. It was this guy. So and it's going, doing really, really well. Keep this one on your watch list, definitely, because you can see that it popped back up above highs, and it's not looking to, you don't want to chase right now. This looks like it's been up almost 8 days in a row, so you don't want to chase from there. But AIG definitely needs to get above this 50. And then you got excuse me, you have Morgan Stanley. Again, this could be flagged to go more downside. I'm not sure. ACT in the healthcare system, Activius, looked really, really good. Continue closing, needs to get above these highs and is looking good. So you have a curl on the MACD. So let's see, and it had increased volume, so that looks good. Thermal Fisher looks really good. If it could clear above this high, looks really good as well. FRX, this one could be flagging. Again, if it could clear this high, that would be good. And ZMH gapped up and stayed up. So that one's looking pretty good as well. So again, don't fall in love with these things. These are vehicles to make you money. There was another one called Plug, and I used to don't follow this stuff, but this was one that's been pretty hot, and you could kind of see why, because pretty much went up. Look at the percentage that it went up. But I don't, wow, yeah. But it's a $2 stock. I don't really mess with anything under $15, quite honestly. This does have decent volume, quite honestly. But again, I don't really mess with those type of stocks. But it could be something that'd be up your alley, you know. But look at how far the mighty have fallen. So there's a reason why it's there, and I don't play with that stuff. That's why I'm not really looking at, which is a fan favorite for a lot of people, J.C. Penney. That's why I'm not looking at BlackBerry. These are dead stocks to me. I want to get, I want to get stuff that's moving up in a bull market and has a lot of institutional buying behind it. So again, don't fight the trend. We've talked about it. You said, listen, even yesterday I said, listen, if you're looking to short, you better be nimble, because a lot of people are going to get, if it comes back on, it's going to come back in a hard way. So, take heed. I'm not saying this stuff just to, make myself seem like some guru. The hell with being a guru. I'm just showing you what I see. And if it looks wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm the first one to say I'm wrong. It's not a matter of I'm perfect. There's nobody perfect at trading. Nobody. Anybody tells you that they bat 90, 100% rubbish. If you get somebody that's 60, 70% and knows how to really manage those winners versus their losers, they will make a lot of money. So again, have a great weekend. Do your homework time for the weekend, and take care.